Unfortunately, this county, Tarrant County, suffers about 13 to 15,000 divorces a year. That limits our ability as judges to spend very much time with the parties and helping them resolve their problems.
I believe that we don't spring from the womb knowing how to be parents. And if we don't spring from the womb knowing how to be parents, we definitely don't spring from the womb knowing how to be co-parents after
Primarily,
divorce.
I'm attempting to get them to focus on their children instead of on themselves and their problems. Also wanting them to try and make decisions that are in the best interest of the children.
Quicker that parents come to an understanding that they both are important in a child's life, the better off they are.
It's really an opportunity for the mother and father to help their children as they help themselves learn how to become a divorced family and preserve the respect and dignity and family history that they've built up before they went into the divorce experience.
At the time, they're in a time of crisis. These are some of the best people, and they're right in the middle of the worst time of their lives. What happens is survival instincts kick in, and folks need to remind themselves to stop being self-centered and self-involved and focus on the kids.
This child in your life for the rest of your lives. A misconception is we have this child in our life till we're 18. Not true. You've got weddings, graduations, birth of grandbabies, seeing grandbabies, holidays with grandbabies, and if you can co-parent from the beginning and work out how this family that is now two families are going to work together, then you're going to be better off in the long run through
Parents need education in learning a new skill, which is how to parent independently of each other and yet have it compatible and have it as a benefit to the kids. And sometimes that means the woman or the man undertake roles that they traditionally didn't have during the marriage. Consequently, these parents really benefit from learning a brand new skill set of how to independently parent their child with the help of, the input of the other parent. And when both parents are working toward one common goal, the children and the children's welfare, we have a much happier, healthier family, even if they're not all living in the same home.
Some people have difficulty comprehending their own actions and how they hurt their children. Co-parenting helps or assists them in identifying the problems that they have as
They are the children's parents, and whether they like each other or not, they have an obligation to the children by virtue of the fact that they are the ones that brought them into this world.
It really takes a big-minded, big-hearted, extended family member to continue to reach out to the person who's no longer living in the home with the children that you love and cherish, to keep the communication open, to try to preserve the candor and respect that once existed. And I think the classes are a wonderful opportunity in that sense too, for people to get the affirmation that yes, indeed, our family is still a family. We're a divorced family now, but we are a family.
I think that even intact families, the parents need co-parenting, education. It's not easy to raise children unless you work together. Co-parenting education assists the parents in becoming creative with the way that they establish their relationship with their children.
What it will do is get them out of the litigation mode and empowers them both to work for the best interest of the children as opposed to their own best interest. It also makes them realize, hopefully, that litigation is not necessarily the answer.
I have seen some that come back. A lot of times they go and then they settle their case and we never see them again. So I think a lot of times that speaks for itself, that once they go and settle their case and don't continue with litigation that harms everybody.
Co-parenting for parents is a very empowering experience because the parents get to make the decisions themselves rather than having complete strangers make the decision for them.
Education classes often facilitate the mediation process or collaborative process that in order for them to reach decisions to resolve their disputes without the necessity of bringing it to the courthouse, which further escalates their hostilities with each other, and then that impacts the children.
So anything I can do to give these people an opportunity to learn how to do something that does not come naturally, I don't believe, the better off I think these kids will be.
An example of that, had a couple recently testify in court that they had, during their separation, made a practice of telling the children when they were separating from them or reuniting that they were going to miss them or they missed them while they were gone, and they just meant that as an expression of love and to tell the children that they were not forgotten while they were gone. But they learned through the course that this places a burden on the children and makes them feel guilty, and so they had gotten some very relevant information that they found very helpful. And I often have parents tell me how helpful the course has been to them.